Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel. Peter likes books. I've lost my voice a little bit, so I've lost my voice a lot. I'm starting to get it back. So it's really hard for me to do the anyway. I've got to come up with something new anyway for 2018. Can I just tell you guys how much I love Booktube? I don't know, I was thinking about it today, and I have to go to some bookstores because there's some things that I want to get. And I was like, I love Booktube so much. And, that's like a no BS statement. I really, really do. And I feel so thankful to be part of this community. So, I've been thinking a lot about the direction of my channel in 2018. And, you know, I was like, I don't want to change this channel a whole lot. I love doing the book hauls. I love doing the read-a-thons. That's one of my favorite things. I love, you know, trying to see how many books I can read. Are you ready? I set my Goodreads goal for 101 books. If you want to go see my Goodreads, you can go check it out. I accept everybody as a friend on there. And I've received a couple messages the last couple days, and I haven't had a chance to respond to them yet because my social media has just been crazy. And if you don't know what I'm going through or have gone through, be thankful. So anyway, but I just want to say that, like, if you want to have some friends on Goodreads and talk to, I'm very active, and especially late at night, like, I'll be going through there and I'll see, like, somebody's goal and be like it. And I got this message from somebody the other day, and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that you liked my goal. I'm like, I'm just a dude with a camera that reads books, okay? It's really not, thank you, but, like, you know, I like to see what other people read. It's fun for me, you know? And I love to read other people's reviews, because a lot of times that kind of makes me like, should I read this book? Should I not read this book? Whatever. Spoiler-free reviews. But I set it at 101 books, and I'll tell you why. Is because last year I set my goal at 100, and I made it to 69 books, I think. I think I read 69 books. I was actually going to do a December wrap-up today, but my last December wrap-up that I did like last week sometime, I haven't read any books since then because my life just got crazy. So I haven't really had a chance to finish any books since then, which makes me kind of sad. But, oh well, it's a new year. New year, new goals, right? So anyway, I wanted to talk about some of the things that I want to do with my channel in 2018, or some things that I want to do with my reading. It's really more about me reading. Hold on a second, please. PP said, I am changing some of my reading habits too. No more Nora Roberts. No more Debbie McComber. I am strictly a Danielle Steele reader at this point. You love her so much, don't you? So anyway, I have for the last, I don't know, a long time, I don't even know how long, not read any classics or any books that are very, like, you know, of literary importance, because I got my undergraduate degree in that. My mom, when she was alive, would really push those books on me, and I feel like I need to do a little bit more of that. And now, I don't want to go overboard, so I'm going to read one classic a month, period, okay? And I may pick up more than that, but I'm going to announce it at the beginning of the month and see if you guys want to read it with me, or if you've read it before, you can reread it with me. And then through the course of the year, I'll have read 12 books that are, you know, deemed classics or important. And they could be contemporary classics too, you know, like I've never read On the Road, okay? I've never read, you know, any, we're going to talk about this in a second, but I've never read any Kurt Vonnegut, which was my mom's favorite author, and he's from Indiana. You know, there's a lot of people that I haven't read. There's a lot of Southern writers that I haven't read, and my area of specialty, that sounded so phony, didn't it? The area that I focused on in school was on Southern Lit, like Eudora Welty and Faulkner and things like that. And I love Southern literature. So there are some classics out there that I haven't read that I've always wanted to read. And, you know, I want to go into that. I also want to read a little bit more poetry this year in 2018. I'm not a big poetry reader. To be honest with you, I don't really enjoy it. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. And then I want to keep up on what, like, the newest bestseller books are. Unless they're like James Patterson. No offense. If you want to read your James Pattersons, go right ahead. I'm talking more about, like, you know, the books that are on there, like Wonder, or, you know, like the bestsellers that are, like, getting critical acclaim and things like that. Because I think that's important to keep up with that. I also want to read a few more memoirs this year. I kind of, like, have distanced myself from that in the last couple years. And it's one of my favorite pieces of literature is people's memoirs. Especially, I love recovery memoirs, addiction and recovery memoirs. But, you know, just funny, haha, David Sedaris memoirs, I love too. And so I want to read more of those. I'd also like to read some biographies or autobiographies. One of the that I'm looking for is Frances Farmer, because she lived in Indiana for a while. The actress, it was very sad about mental illness. Jessica Lange made her movie called Frances, if you've never seen it. I want to read hers. There's a lot of people's that I want to read. Years and years ago, I read Detour, which was about Lana, the actress from like the 40s, Lana, I can't think of her name now. Anyway, but it was so intriguing, and I love those kind of books. So I'm going to read more of those. Now, okay, we've talked about how Peter's going to get so bougie at literature, right? So in the summer, in spring and summer, I'm doing, are you guys ready? This is going to be fun. This is probably my one, I mean, I'll probably come up with a lot of ideas this year. But this is going to be like my one read-a-thon that I'm definitely going to do. Are you ready? So in March every year, we go to Ultra Music Festival in Florida. When I get back, are you ready? I'm doing a VC Andrews read-a-thon, okay? Now listen, when I was in high school, I loved these books. I am not going to do the Flowers in the Attic series because they've all been made into Lifetime movies and they were horrible and we don't need any more of that. And I know exactly what those kids' lives are all about from the time that they were little to the time they grew up. So I don't need any more Flowers in the Attic. So we're going to start with Heaven, okay? The Heaven series. And then after that, we're going to go into either Dawn, I think Dawn and then Ruby. And those are probably going to be the only 3 series I read, as well as My Sweet Audrina. Now, I may end up just doing the Heaven series and My Sweet Audrina because those were 2 series that were started by VC Andrews and finished by somebody else. Actually, she wrote Flowers in the Attic and My Sweet Audrina. There's a huge documentary, there's like a 60-minute documentary on YouTube about the real life of Victoria, is that her name, Andrews? And it was very tragic, and the guy that was her ghostwriter, and then he got sued, and it's this really interesting story. So I'm going to read those this summer because I haven't read those since back then. I want to go back and I want to read some, you know, like books that I think like had some kind of impact on me, even though they were cheesy. There's this romance book called Amethyst that I've shown on here. I also want to read Lucky by Jackie Collins again this year. I'm really going to read things that I enjoy in 2018. But these are some rereads. I also want to read Shirley Conran's Lace and 1 and 2. If you guys haven't read Lace, it's fantastic. And so I'm going to do those kinds of things. I know you guys are like, where is Peter's channel going? And of course I will continue to read young adult because that's my favorite genre to read. And right now I'm trying to finish up The Christmas Story by Katherine Anderson. And once I do that, I'm reading Rotten Ruin by Jonathan Mayberry, but I haven't really picked it up since Halloween, honestly. It's just in my Kindle and my phone. Once I do that, I'm going to do 1 Audible book, a print book, and then 1 Kindle book always. So you'll just see 3 books on my Goodreads if you go to it. And that's going to be my goal in 2018. I'm going to try to read like 10 books a month because if I read 10 books a month, then I think, and that's easy for me because I've been averaging like 10 and 12. If I read 10 books a month, then I will hit my goal of 100 books by the end of the year. And I would kind of like really like to have a year where I've done that just once in my life, you know? And I see so many YouTubers that read so much, and the thing is that I'm so driven in so many areas of my life, and you guys, I'm sure a lot of you out there relate to it when you have 3 kids, and you have a job, and you come home, and you gotta make dinner for the kids, and you gotta, you know, give them baths, and you gotta, like, you know, I don't know what else, do their homework with them, and put them in their jammies, and get them to bed, and then you and your husband spend an hour together, and then you gotta read. I mean, you know, it's like, it's hard to find time, you know, so, like, it's the same with my husband and I. It's like, you know, I have work stuff to do, and then I take care of the dogs all day long, and then I run errands, and then I go meet my husband for dinner, or we come home and have dinner together, and then by that point, it's like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, where do I have time to read? So I really want to come up with some more isolated time this year for me to just lay down in the couch and just read. I miss that. I miss that so much. So I'm really excited about some of the things that I'm going to read. I'm going to finish the Lunar Chronicles series. I'm going to finish that very quickly. In January, my goal is but January and February, the Lunar Chronicles. January, period, I'm reading Crooked Kingdom. That might be my next Audible. I have it on Audible, so that might be my next one. I want to really get into some series this year. I also, 2018, I know you guys, you're like, please, Peter, do not say it. 2018 is the year that I'm going to finish Harry Potter. I know, I'm going to do it this year, though. But I don't know about Helter Skelter. It's been on my list for 3 years. I just don't even really have a desire to read it anymore. You know, like, I mean, so many people have told me how good it is, but I don't even know that I have a desire to read it. Do you ever do that? Like, do you ever get real excited about a book and then you kind of fall out of love with it? And it's over there with, like, my other ginormous books, like It, which I'll never read, and I don't know what the other two are, but they're, like, these huge books, and I'm like, why did I even purchase these books? Because I'll never read them. That Helter Skelter has been to hell and back with me carrying it all over the place, and I've never even got past page 51, so. Anyway, I'm really excited about this year. You know, I think that one of the things that we don't think about is like, okay, so in 2017, I found two YouTubers that I found a lot of YouTubers that I really, really like, but I found Julia Sapphire, she's just one of my favorite people, and she's so supportive, you guys. Like, literally every video that I put up on any channel, she just is always commenting on it, and she's just such a delightful soul, and I think she's such a great contribution to the YouTube community, and I know she's not exactly just new, but she's new to me. And the other person is Lily C. Reads. I mean, what a gift to the Booktube community in 2017, and she darted right to the top, too. So, but I think that's awesome, and I think that what people recognized in her very quickly was this authenticity and this, like, raw, you know, honesty that she has, and I hope that she continues to make videos. I hope she doesn't get bored, and I hope she stays a member of the Booktube community. One of the things that I love about the Booktube community is that people are so supportive of each other. Even when we have drama in the Booktube community, we seem to have more of an intellectual response to it over time. You know, by the end, it's like we've all mended wounds and we've all, like, come together, if that makes sense. And I think that's one thing about the Booktube community I really don't see in any other community on YouTube. And let me just tell you, I have another channel where my job is to go and look at all these other different communities, and it's problematic. But on Booktube, it's not. But the thing is that I think one of the things that's sad to me about the Booktube community is that we'll have people that make videos for a very long time, every day, in and out, and sometimes they don't grow, and sometimes they do. And then all of a sudden they just stop making videos and we don't know what happened to them. And this happens all over YouTube, but like on Booktube I've really noticed it, where I'm like, you know, watching people and I love them and then all of a sudden they just stop making videos and I'm like, what happened? Why did you stop making videos? You know, like I loved your videos. And sometimes I reach out to them and I don't hear back, and sometimes I reach out to them and they're like, life just got in the way, you know? And so I think that we have to cherish each and every one of us out there that is such a huge part, no matter what size our channel is, of Booktube, because I think it's amazing. And like I said in the last month, one of my goals for 2018 is to start shouting out smaller channels than me in 2018 on every video that I make. And so today, I want to dedicate my first video on Booktube to Julia Sapphire, because she just is amazing. And she's really gotten me through some tough times recently, just by, you know, unconditional admiration is all I can say, and not just on this channel, but on all my channels. You know, she's left me blue hearts. She said, hey, I love your content. You know, she said, hey, just I'm standing by you, whatever. And, you know, another person that messaged me just, I mean, I've received so many messages from people, you know, Emma from Emma Books, and Richard from Richard's Media Geek was one of the first people, and it's just the support that I have received recently from the Booktube community has been absolutely amazing. But for you, Julia, I want to shout you out first, and I want everybody, if you haven't heard of Julia, I want you to go and I want you to subscribe to her now. I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Bye.